This is a piece of the Buckeye Piggy Bowl that I did a couple of weeks ago. This is from Carl in Berkeley, California. Sent up to me by Tuffy Martinez. Thank you, Tuffy. And I need a quick, simple project today for use in another project, in another video. And this is it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or as we like to say here at Shady Acres Woodshop, howdy. Let's take a look at it. The piece is about 7 inches by 8 inches by about just under 1 3/4 thick. I'm going to drill a hole here in the middle for my woodworm screw, get it mounted up on the lathe, and we'll get to turning a shallow bowl, shallow platter. You hear my heater running because it's 38 degrees out here. The woodworm screw wouldn't hold because this wood is just so soft, so I've installed this faceplate ring which has a dovetail on the inside lip here, meshes up with the dovetail on the outside of my chuck jaws. So I'm just going to put that on and expand into that dovetail, and we've got a nice tight metal to metal fitting. See what kind of speed we can get here, see how balanced it is. We're going to start there about 700 RPM. I'm going to plane off the bottom here, put in a recess, and I'm going to do that with my 5/8 inch bowl gouge and my mask and face shield on. Well, you know what? I forgot to sharpen. Duh. Be right back. Jeez. Sharp tool makes all the difference, huh? You can see how soft and punky this wood is, but it does sand up nice, so most of that or all of that will be gone. A little bit left here. That's okay. I'm going to thin down the edge here a little bit so that this sets up off of the table so you can get your fingers under it to lift it up. So that'll be gone anyway. So we're good. Now we need to mark out for our recess. And I've switched to a 3/8 inch gouge to make that recess. And I need to raise my tool rest a bit so I can use my dovetail recess tool to create the dovetail on the side here. And that's good. Now I just want to raise these edges, slope them up a little bit. And maybe we'll go this way for that. See what that looks like. Could do a little more. Actually, I'm going to turn in reverse for a minute here. I'm not used to putting my tool rest out that way, but I need to. Yeah, that looks better. Uh-oh. Lost a piece of bark though. Now let me look around here for it. Well, what do you know? I found it. 2 pieces. That one goes there and this one goes over here. So let me get those glued back on. I'll be right back. Well, it's not perfect, but it's fixed and it looks natural to me. So, time for sanding. I'm going to start the sanding with my Sandoflex at 180 grit, and that's as fine as I'll go. I'm just going to sand the bark all the way around. That'll clean it up, make it smooth so it feels good, but it doesn't change how it looks. When I'm done with that, I'll switch to my 2-inch sanding disc, starting at 80 grit and working up through 400. I'll have the lathe spinning in reverse at about 350 RPM for that. And I'll show you what both of those look like as soon as I get my mask on. I lost a piece of bark off of here, but I like the looks of that, so I'm going to leave it off. That looks pretty cool. Looks like a big toenail coming out of there or something. I'll be doing more of that. And like I said, up through 400 grit on that, and I'll bring it back here in a bit and we'll put some sanding sealer on there, I think. See you in a bit. Well, there's still some punkiness showing, but it's way better than it was. I can live with it. It's just the way this wood is, that's all. It is sanded super smooth. It just feels great. The wood doesn't have a lot to offer in the way of grain color or any particular wonderful features except that one. It's kind of cool. Kind of looks like a diamond, I guess. This is sanding sealer, shellac based sanding sealer, and then I'll apply shellac over this. Looks like this will take 2 coats, or maybe I won't. Maybe I won't do shellac over this. I might try something else, just for a little change up. We'll see. See how it goes. What's going to save this piece is once I get some of the sealer on the bark, it's really going to be a nice contrast to the lighter wood. And the bark is just about as smooth as the rest of it. It's got some texture to it, of course, but it's so smooth I don't think I'll even need a brush for it. And I just love that little feature right there. Okay, that's the first coat. I'll put on a second and I'll bring you back and we'll decide about shellac or another approach. See you in a bit. I said I might try something different for a finish on this. So I've got 2 coats of sanding sealer on there. And I've just applied the Axe Abrasive sanding paste, and now I'm going to apply the Axe Polish Restoring Paste. They sent me this, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and with the pieces I turn, I just don't get the opportunity to use it very often, and I'll show you why. I kind of think I can make it work on this one. Well, I already did with the abrasive paste. So now I'm just applying the polish paste, and you just rub it in good. The reason I can't use it on most of my turnings, and this one's kind of iffy, but it seems to work, is because you need to spin the piece up, rub it in, and buff it at a high speed. And I often can't get a high speed because most of my pieces are out of balance, and then they're odd shaped like this is, so it's difficult to hold the paper towel to buff it. I'll show you when we get to it. But it's an excellent product. It's just amazing how smooth the piece feels afterwards. It's like rubbing the finish out on a car, rubbing the paint out and then polishing it. It's a lot like that. And the abrasive paste already made this piece feel real smooth. This should put a nice shine on it. The problem with this wood is it doesn't have any characteristics that you can see. And I have a hard time seeing them right up close here. So you might not see the shine. And of course you can't feel it. I wish you could. But it's just glass smooth when you get done with it. So you rub it in good. And then you spin your lathe up kind of slow. And just run your paper towel back and forth and spread it out well. And this is a food safe finish. That's one reason I'm using it, because I thought this might be a nice candy dish or something. And then after you spread it out, you want to find a clean place on your paper towel. Pick the speed up some. That was about 200 that I was at, and now I'm about 700. That's about as fast as I can turn this piece because it's out of balance. And you hear that? I can't apply a lot of pressure or I'll hurt myself. And that's why I don't use it on most of my pieces. I have used it, I don't know, half a dozen times maybe. I'd like to use it more often, but it just isn't possible. Also, when you have thick bark present, you don't want to use it because it'll get in there and you can't get it back out. So just keep finding a clean place and just keep rubbing it until nothing more comes off on the paper towel, like we're at now. It's just glass smooth. And I know you can't see that. And I know it, I wish I could make it shine for you. But take my word for it, it's pretty shiny and it's super smooth. Easy to apply, and it does a great job, and it's food safe. Okay, I'm gonna turn this around. We'll start working on the inside. I have the piece turned around with the chuck jaws expanded into the recess. We're gonna be turning at 700 RPM, 5/8 inch bowl gouge, mask, and face shield on. I just want to see where we are here along the edge. Well, that's our closest spot right there. We can go a little bit further, but not much. Oh. Well, I thought I had an inch. I don't think I've gone an inch. Well, actually I had. That's an 1/8 of an inch thick. It's just that it's so punky. It has no strength. Well, I know how to fix it. I don't want to. It's just a waste of my time. I could cut a nice round hole, except that I can't because the wood's so crappy. And fit a piece in there and set it on a pedestal and blah blah blah. I could do all of that. But the wood's so punky, it just wouldn't hold. It wouldn't look good. You see my problem. This one's for the trash. If you like this video, you got to get out more, I'm telling you. Give it a thumbs up. How likely is that? If you'd share the video, you'd be a fool. No, I'm just kidding. You can share the video, I don't care. People need to see that even experienced turners have a whoopsie now and again. Well, here it is, one Buckeye hole in the bowl. In the books. But look at that bottom. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, shiny. That did a really great job, that axe, abrasive paste and polish. But Phil didn't do so good. And it doesn't really hurt my feelings. A piece of wood just, you can see. It's just crummy wood. I could sand it up pretty smooth, like that, but you still see the bad grain It's just bad, that's all. And yes, I could fix it. I'm just not going to. Not for a second. I know how to fix it. Don't tell me how to fix it. I know there's a million ways to fix it. I'm not going to do that. I'm done with it. It's finished. It's trash. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Could have been a cutie. I could have used it in another project. Dang it. That's the part that hurts my feelings. But other than that, I don't care. Thumbs up, thumbs down, your choice. Stuff happens. They make t-shirts for that, you know. Stuff happens. Yeah, they do. I got a closet full of them. I'm not going to bother showing you the before pics because they look about the same without the hole. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.